All right. We are live, baby. How we doing, everybody? Okay, we're gonna hit the Palm Island Swamp Cave real quick. I've got to switch my build up. This build right here that you're seeing, chat, is not what I'm gonna be using. It's leftovers from a game session I had with someone off stream. Hello, everybody. Happy to see ya. I was testing land under tow Friday, I think it was Friday. And it's nice. It's nicer than it was, but I have to admit I'm not terribly impressed. Alright, who have we got all in here? Let's go have a look. Anna Quintana, Sanga, James, Northern Paleo, Tato, Pyroplatinum, Frogro, Sarmail, MyCat, Huddy, Lizard Wizard, or Lizard Wed? Lizard, we'll just go with Lizard. Hydrus, welcome to the stream. What's my opinion on the current situation with Anno and Rex after TLC dropped? You're gonna have to explain it to me a little bit more. Yeah, we'll go with that. Bubbaroni, welcome. Do I think Undertow's a viable option for fighting Apexes now? Hell no. Hell no. Absolutely not. I mean, it's not an immediately throw pick like it used to be, but it's still not going to do very well. Look, Tori, I'm on my way to Dry Fang, okay? My Spino spawned over in Coastal. I have to get back there, alright? I died a couple times on Friday during the big 300 player test. What's the verdict on the Snapjaw nerf? It needed it. It never needed a buff in the first place. So, it's fine. Yes, Tori, I did in fact just start the stream. We have been live for all of 4 minutes. Ano's basically been given a pocket nuke. Oh. Are you sure it's not bugged? Is Undertow good for 3 and 4 slots, maybe? No. I mean, yes, but no. Look, the thing with Undertow that I really don't like is the downtime, paired with the damage fall-off. So, like, it's a huge radius, so you're guaranteed to get some damage, which, like, is wonderful and all, right? But it's not good damage, and, again, the downtime is extremely long, because it's, like, I think it's still a 15-second cooldown on land, or something close to that. And then in the water, it's the same as sweep, but sweep on land has a 7-second cooldown, which gives it way more uptime, and it's always going to hit for 65, as long as you can land it, which... personally, I think that's much, much better, you know, but I don't know. The issue is if you try to buff Undertow so it's competing with sweep, then Undertow ends up being, like, way too stupidly overpowered. And at that point, like, you shouldn't be doing that, you know? Sarmil, I think Anno's speed buff would be fine if it wasn't also nuking health bars as extremely. I'm gonna be so for real. Like, if the damage had been like it was beforehand, then it would be fine, because Anno kind of needed the engagement selection, and Rush Stride Anno has no armor. So it's much easier to actually kill, right? I've done some testing with Anno with, like, a hybrid build, like a little bit of Bone Break, a little bit of AoE. Armorless Anno specifically, so, like, Rush Stride, Dazing Impacts. I wasn't running Club Fortress or anything. And it can definitely mess up a Rex. It can escape it too, but it has a hard time getting a confirm, I find. Though I didn't test it with Smash, so I don't know. I didn't like Smash because of the windup, and I was worried I was going to be too vulnerable to damage during that, so I never bothered, but... Also, chat, I have to be completely honest with you. I do not often, do, like... I don't often take on requests to, like, play with people on stream. It's just, if I started doing that now, like, I would, I don't know, it would just get overwhelming. So, like, I can't make any promises there. If I'm gonna play with, like, viewers that aren't, you know, people in my Discord that I talk to regularly, or people that are already in my friend group, then it's gonna be for some kind of, like, event that I'll run. What are my GPU settings? Playing the game? I have no idea. Evening Pale, welcome. Yeah, exactly, Iceberg. Right, I need to go this way. Because we're still headed to Dry Fang. How do you beat a duck? Very carefully. I mean, yeah, Tony, I'm sure, like, a lot of Spinal players did love the 4-second Snapjaw cooldown, because it meant that it basically had no cooldown, right? But the issue with that is that it's too good, because it's higher damage trading than Bite, because it does 65, whereas regular Bite does 50. right? But it also inflicts a debuff that lowers movement speed, right? Like, there's a reason it had a long cooldown, and it needs to have that long cooldown. If you just, you shouldn't be able to just sit there and, like, spam it with constant uptime. It just should not be able to do that. Yeah, I'm glad they decided to revert the change. It was a good choice on their part. Snapjaw's still very good, it just is no longer best in slot, which, that makes me happy, because, ugh, it was too good, honestly. Glad I made the switch to bite before they nerfed it, though. Mel, I'm not sure I quite understand the question. Hi, Savannah. Welcome to the stream. Also, Muaz, no, I don't think I'm going to touch the 2000s Year Spino mod. I don't really do much with mods. I'm not a huge fan of community servers. I mean, even before Snapjaw's cooldown was at 4 seconds, people were still pairing Snapjaw with Drench Strike, and it was very, very effective. Is this official servers? Yeah, that's where I always am. How long you been sprint swimming for there, amigo? Okay, Snapjaw. Alright. It's gonna make this challenging. So he's got range control. He gets to control the spacing here. Oop. Okay, that was not a great trade on my part. He's got the space control, but I have the stam. Okay. Yeah. Let's see if we can. I think I'm gonna lose this. I'm gonna be so for real. Just hold the sweep. Outstam him. We'll get away on land. Assuming he's not on solar powered. He'll gas out. Nope. He is on solar powered. Or something very close to it. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, we die. Okay, yeah. Being a bar down there definitely did not help. Tall brush again? For real? Okay. Yeah. So, as I was saying about Snap Drench, it's still kind of the meta. How come I decided to run solar powered today? Because I'm trying to get to Dry Fang Canyon, and Streamline just is not the play there. I was honestly not expecting that Spino to also be on solar powered with Snap Drench. Bro just full committed to fighting me in the water like that. Kind of threw me for a loop there. It might have been the slice stacks though, but who knows. I was shocked he still had the gas to keep up with me. Why is the penalty for death on officials so low? Because it takes a long time to grow up to full. I should have known that that Spino was knowing what he was doing. He was doing what I usually do, which is like side strafing and holding the shoulder sweep. Staying just out of its range because he knew I was going to smack him with it. So, it is what it is. What's better? Regubite or Snap Drench? Oh, Snap Drench has always been better. It's the meta build for a reason. What's the game plan for a competent mirror match? I'm not expecting to find one in Dry Fang. But Game plan there is to make sure that I'm applying DPS with Bite. Basically, if I'm up against a competent other Spino that's like on Snap Drench or something, then what needs to happen is I need to make sure I land 2 bites for every 1 Snapjaw they hit me with. And I need to get better Drench Strike trades. Meaning I have to stick a Tail Ride. Why am I not using Snap Drench? Because I'm sick of it. I think people that only ever use the quote-unquote meta build for a playable are missing out on true mastery of the dinosaur. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all, I actually kind of hate how strong Snap Drench Spino is in mirror matches. It probably needs more nerfs of some kind. It's a little bit too good. It kind of just dumpsters on every other Spino build. At least in the water. It's probably because of those slice stacks. What's the matchmaking feature? It's basically going to stop groups from getting into the game and being able to make a pack. You're going to have to queue in with friends at the main menu and make a group composition that's no more than 12 slots before you're allowed into the server. You never understood why people think Snapjaw is so strong? Well, the reason Snapjaw is so strong is because movement is everything in this game. Movement is king. And if you can do something to negatively impact your opponent's movement, you win. Only slows down other... Yeah, that's exactly why it's so good. Acting like slowing somebody down isn't a huge deal in this game is kind of crazy to me. It's literally the strongest thing you can do. Maybe just so I can see them when they run out. How much percentage can you get their speed down? 10% in total. Alright. We've made it to Dry Fang Canyon. Mostly officially here. It is red, though. So this is going to be tricky. 10% doesn't sound like a lot, but maybe it is. It is. 10% is a lot. Especially in the mirror match, because being 10% slower than the other Spino means that instead of having the same speed, you have a lower speed. And that's a death sentence, especially since Snap Drenched Spino's favorite thing to do is just trade heavy attacks. Pound for pound, their attacks hit harder, even though they have lower DPS, and by debuffing your movement speed, they are allowed to dictate space, which means that they get to choose when they engage, so they can stall out their cooldowns. Is Slice better than Fracture? Kinda. It lasts a lot longer. What would I say I have most trouble fighting on Spino? Snapjaw Spinos. Like, and that's not even close. Everything else is mostly fine. Oh boy. Here we go. We're gonna cut them off. Will this become a video? If I get good fights, it will. Activating your blood chilling on this. Come on. I'm not gonna push further than this shoreline right here. Mr. Heavy. I'm gonna have to do better than that. Come on. Away they go. Pop armor call and just tank them? Absolutely not. Just tank them? They had 3 bleeders. That'd be suicide. And the POI is red. There's no telling what else is in the area. You know, I can't just run in there and take damage willy-nilly. You meant the Titan? Yeah, no! No, I'm not gonna face tank the Titan. Absolutely not. That's asking to get my bleed capped out. Could you face tank any Tyranititan build with a DPS Spino? Yeah, you could. I would not advise it, though. You'll be on very low HP by the time you're done. Not sure what you mean by that question, Dylan. Alright, I need to quest back up, so we're gonna go up, top side. Top 5 favorite movies? That's a tough one. How to Train Your Dragon, How to Train Your Dragon 2, Pacific Rim, Godzilla minus 0, or sorry, Godzilla minus 1, because 0 hasn't come out yet. And number 5 would be, I don't know. I don't know what number 5 would be. I can't think of it right now, but I'll have to get back to you on that. Think those guys are up there? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they're up here for sure. I know what my number 5 answer is. Kung Fu Panda. The first one. What's up, Blacko? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the love, man. What's a good spot to get fights as Spino? Mudflats isn't cutting it for you? Stillwater, Coastland, Big Tree, Volcano. If you're wanting to stay close to water. Maybe Twisted. That is if you're trying to avoid Sloppus Forest, at least. One more anthill. I don't know where I'll find it, but I need one more. I don't think they should reduce Spino's tail size. It's fine. Okay. Just want your heart. Just want your heart. Alright, how much more time do we have with web buff? 8 minutes? Oh! Well. Look who we have here. Tisk, tisk, tisk. It's a lot of junk here. I think that bars was flight. Well, I'm not gonna go out of my way to help him. But we'll go turn this trophy in. Would I ever consider playing around with Mud Sarco? Maybe. That's a big maybe. Other Titan's running off. Yeah, looks like he's giving him what for. Maybe I'll find my anttails over here too. Of course the bars is holding their own. It's flight. Bro handles groups by himself on a daily basis. He'll be alright. Especially with how that group plays. I'll do the den after I turn this trophy in. You know what I love, chat? Pizza rolls. Do I watch anime? Sometimes. Very rarely. Unfortunately, that Waystone quest is going to stop me from getting another red quest, so I'm thinking it's going to be a while before we can get to full adult. Oh well. Need to watch Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, and Attack on Titan. Yeah, but those are all the mainstream ones. Those are the ones I don't watch. I don't watch mainstream shows. At least not normally. Unless I really feel like it, you know? More Pop-Tarts? Those will be later. My wife picked me up some s'mores ones. How do I get so good with Spino? Lots and lots and lots of practice. I mean lots. Look, I appreciate the anime recommendations, y'all, but I'm gonna be for real with you. I really just don't have the time. I've got a day job and a family. Like, I can't be spending a bunch of time watching anime. I got things to do, you know? How long have I been playing? 2 years. Welp. He lived. I presume his pursuers are dead. At least that would be my guess. Yeah, he's going for the home cave. He's probably got a trophy to turn in. Must be the Titan foot, my guess. Did I play Spino when it had Charge Bite? Nope, I did not. Alright, we need to get wet buff refreshed. We've been out and about for a little bit too long. Would I rather go to war or be forced to fight Annos every day for 4 hours? I'd rather fight Annos. War sucks. Gator said when you no-life Sarco charge bite was great and fun. When you got a life, Sarco charge bite just became irritating. Ain't that the truth? My god. I couldn't no-life the game every single day, so charge bite to me was always just annoying. There's cactus. Some succulents up there. Got incoming though. Down we go. Guess I need water. If he's gonna be in the area. Do I think Spino should get an increase to stamina by a little? No. What's my favorite dish? Ugh. I don't know. Bars dropping bars. Do I think 5% armor is good? Like, is it enough to make a difference? I mean, It lets you survive 1 extra hit in a face tank, but that's about it. Like, it's not that great. And I don't use it because it's kind of a crutch. But it's fine for 1v1s. What's up, Blight? You're doing a social experiment? Well, tell me about it. What was your theory? There was an ad when I answered your question. Well, I'll answer it again. It's fine. It's nothing spectacular. It's meh. That all Reparia players are teamers. 90% true rate. Only thing to attack you is the DFC group. Everything else heart called you. Curious. Curious indeed. I wonder if that's because you were on a Barsbolia. Because I have quite the opposite experience on Spino. I don't really have stuff that tries to, like, team up with me. But I do have stuff that ignores me. But most of my player interactions end up being fights. I will say, Flight, another thing that might have been affecting your data pool is the skin you're running. It's pretty recognizable as you. So, I would say if you're going to test it on bars again, maybe, don't know what happened there. Weird toggles. I would maybe, like, go incognito. Use a skin you're not known for. I mean, do I expect matchmaking changes? Sometime between now and the heat death of the universe. Tyranititan. Okay. Need opal chunks now, so we're definitely gonna head for the diving board. That's taken care of. And where are these titans? A Megalania. Interesting. Nothing in the water. I know Rexes like to sneak around in the bushes down here. What are my thoughts on Alio's TLC? I think it looks really cool. I'm excited to try it out later this week. Shiny scales. Okay. You know, Nars, maybe I do have an obsession with Dry Fang Canyon. Maybe it's because it's a really, really, really nice POI. Can you blame me? Like, honestly, it's so beautiful. It's beautiful and lovely, and it has tar pits. Tar pits are cool. You know what else is cool? Cracking a crisp cold one. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Dry Fang's still red. You know what? We're gonna live a little dangerously. It's nighttime. We've got an armor buff. We're gonna go see about refilling that waystone. Do I think it's football or soccer? Well, I live in America, and unfortunately, a lot of Americans will think I'm talking about a different sport when I say football. I do refer to it as football personally, but for the purposes of talking with other Americans, I kind of have to say soccer. Otherwise, they don't know what I'm talking about. No, James, I am not drinking Pepsi. I'm drinking Barks. I should say, I don't even really like American football as a sport. It's kind of boring, in my opinion. Never been a huge fan. American football's also, like, wildly unsafe for its players. You know? What is this? Somebody built their nest in the tar pit. That's cool. Okay. I know what's happening here. It's their ramp. They have an anno too. Alright. Tar pit time. Jesus fucking Christ. Fuck me, man. I think I die here. Shit. Fuck my life. Okay. Raptor down. Okay. We have food. Ano's pressuring that Titan. We might get out of here. We might still get out of here. Okay. Ramp down. Love to hear that. We make it for the water now. Breathe, breathe. Breathe and focus. As we get down to the nest, we're good. Okay. We top up and we go back. I think the Ana was just a random. At least I hope it was. I recognize that Thal, though. Tua, welcome to the chat. Come up and get our food topped up, and we'll go lay on the nest for a minute. Do I think solar power would save me there? Yes. See, you would think that I could have been at higher HP if I'd used Bright Sail. However, Bright Sail only works when I'm already inflicted with a metric ton of statuses. And solar powered at night gives me the 10% armor flat regardless of what condition I'm in. So honestly, solar powered is getting more consistent value. But I do like Bright Sail. I like Bright Sail whenever you can control when you have the armor. I like it with Metri in the group with Putrid Scales. I don't necessarily like it by itself. Okay. What did I just hear? Oh, the Thal. Okay. We're good. How's the siege been going? Good fights? Question mark. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Do I want to change anything? Probably not. Either that group is dead or gone. Fingers crossed we're gone, but who knows. Mech's building a nest up there. Respect it. I hear the aloe in the distance. Okay. Hello, Gloss. Glad to see you back on Thala. This group that's hanging out here seems to be using their Titan more like a jackhammer than something to be used with finesse. They send it in to face tank and cap bleed, and then have it bail out while the raptors and the ramp keep the bleed up. It's a pretty sloppy strategy, but effective nonetheless, because overwhelming numbers tend to win the day like that. Something you need to understand is that when a big group like that is fighting against a solo player, they'll often use the strategy that takes the least amount of brain power. And they do it because they can get away with it. Because they have the numbers advantage. So if you're gonna fight a group, you gotta think smart. Gotta be careful. There's their Metri. Looks like they found me. Aloe coming in. Alpha Critter. That works out. Thoughts on the Alio TLC? Looks cool. Said his punch-up potential feels low compared to other 2 slots. Well, that's because Alio isn't supposed to punch up. It's a small game hunter. But it does have very good punch-up assist power, with Hunter's Mark increasing the damage taken by the target that you inflicted on. So while the Alio itself might not be able to punch up, it's able to give its group mates quite the edge in a fight. Denon, the only reason they didn't kill me is because the Anno showed up. Otherwise, I was cooked right there. At least back in the tar pit with the Titan. Like, I had no business surviving that. Only reason I got out is because I had help. Well, not much activity going on right now. At least not anymore. The raptors are down here. Just in my pond. There he is. Up there. Alright. What do I think of Suko? I think its bleed's really strong in the water right now. Might need to be addressed. Similarly to how Duck's was, but who knows. Hard to tell. Post your introduction, but still haven't been verified. Did you miss something? Yes. You have to react to the rules post by the bot in the rules channel with a thumbs up. That is what gives you the chat role in the Discord. You're basically just, like, by thumbs up reacting to the rules, you're basically saying, I agree to, like, I have read these rules and I agree to follow them. Blah, blah, blah. All that stuff. Okay, then. You ran out of stamina? Oh, that's evil. Ooh, Snakeweed quest. No, I'm not going to be at Valachi's event tomorrow. I have work. Yeah, Salad. I do have a job. If I could, would I make Path of Titans my job? Yeah. If I could. Can't right now. It doesn't make enough money. I've got rent to pay and mouths to feed. I'm sorry, what did you just say, Seraphim? That's... You're speaking iPad kid to me right now. I don't know what you're saying. Oh, Gator, I'm sorry about that. At last we hit full adult. Only took us an hour and a half. Picno appears to be alone. Not really much going on in here. And said, I feel like all the excessive hats nerfs could be avoided if the devs just reworked Wing Beat and removed its damage so that it doesn't invalidate other knockback-oriented playables. Yeah, maybe. Oh my god. Tail, your husband sounds like a total joker. The Raptors have found a new target. This is probably the most action I'm gonna get. If the Raptors want this Amarga, I am not gonna help them do it. I am here because I want to try and pick off the Raptors and then steal the Amarga kill from them. So understand, chat, I am nobody's friend here. Precise moving. Smart. Keeping the tail out of the way. This Amarga player knows what they're doing. I just... mean, the stomp was the right pick, I guess, considering raptors are harassing them, but... Really? Dude. I'm doing free chip damage for you. And you keep trying to come back here and be friendly with me? Like, bro. Nah. Go do your work. Go do your job. Good for nothing raptors. These raptors should, frankly, be picking this Amarga apart, and they are not. See what I mean? Should have barraged there. Okay, yeah. I don't know why these raptors aren't doing anything, but whatever. Like, if you're gonna hang around, contribute. If you're not, leave. Amarga. Ooh. Ooh, I gotta be careful here. Alright. That was a good trade. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Come on. Land these damn hits. Yeah. There's no tanking in Amarga. It's just not gonna happen. You've either got to be a Tyranititan or a Rex to do that. If you don't have knockback immunity, then you're just not doing it. Will you shut up? I like how the devs said that they were going to adjust Barrage so that way there was more build diversity on Amarga, and yet Barrage is still like an auto pick on every Amarga because it's the only tail attack that can deal bleed. It's also the only tail with enough damage to mean something. I mean, I know Marga's damage is really low compared to like other stuff, but you have to understand most playables that are like big enough to really, really hurt a Marga are gonna be hitting it on the tail most of the time if the Amarga's playing well. So like, and the Amarga's likely gonna be hitting headshots there. You know? So I don't know. I feel like if I was to bite an Amarga in the tail with a regular bite and get hit in the face with Amarga's regular tail attack, I feel like I'm losing that engagement. You know, like I don't feel like I'm actually winning those trades. I don't feel like I'm progressing towards killing the Amarga efficiently. Like honestly, the biggest thing that bothers me about Amarga is the tail attack uptime. Like the amount of uptime it has on those tail attacks makes it feel like it can just kind of throw them out and it's whatever. Like baiting them out does not let me, like if I bait both of its tail attacks out, I do not have an opening to get a body shot. You know? Like I might get a tail hit in. But if I commit for the body shot, then if I do land it, by that point the barrage is back and I take the full rip of it to the face, and that's just too unsafe, you know? Well, the opening on barrage is 5 seconds, right? But Amarga covers that with other attacks. So realistically, your window is a lot smaller, you know? Like, let's say the window is more like, you know, 2 or 3 seconds. You mean if they use Regtail Barrage close together? Sure doesn't feel like it. An Iggy. And a Picno. Alright, we're gonna try with this Iggy what we tried with the Amarga. We're just gonna try and pick off whatever we can, opportunistic style. There's the Marga. I kind of want the rematch, not gonna lie. I wasn't quite in range for that, buddy. Number 2. Here we go. Oh. Sheesh. Come on. Get back here, please. If after all of that, I don't have the stam to catch it, I'm gonna scream. Look, I'm not gonna pop Armor Call. It costs stamina, and this thing has more stam than me. If I pop Armor Call, I forfeit this hunt. I will not be able to catch it. I know what I'm doing. Oh, thanks, game. Appreciate the notification on those quests. Come on. Damn it, it healed off its scars. Bard. Wonderful. Why do I play Raparia so much? Because Gondwa sucks. Not that I dislike the map. I don't dislike the map. I dislike the groups that play on that map. Yeesh! Yeah, whatever. Okay, fine. Unbelievable. A 4 slot, ladies and gentlemen. A 4 slot. Well, you see, Gloss, they reduced the base damage ever so slightly, and then they took the scaling and cranked it to 1,000. So it does more damage if you hit the full combo now. At least I think it does. But it doesn't do as much if it lands just 1 or 2. Like, if I had Snapjaw, that would be a very different fight, but I hate that. I hate that that would be such a different fight if I had Snapjaw. I really dislike how strong that ability is. Shit. I think we make it to the water. I don't think it's interested in us. Luckily I was heading to Helix Spawn anyways. It's a good little safe haven. When we're away from the oasis at least. Not as defensible, but it'll do. It was a Rex, and I'm under half health. Yeah, I think we're okay. How much damage did one tail barrage do before? That's a good question. How about we go look that up real quick? Let me go open the patch notes. Amargasaurus. Okay, tail barrage base damage was decreased to 30 from 45. Okay, so it used to be 45 damage with 5% scaling, right? So I'm guessing that means that it would increase by 5% each hit. I don't know if that's cumulative or what. But we're going to take 45, and then we're going to add that to 45 times 1.05. And then times 1.1. I think it went Yeah, so I think it went 45, 46, or 45, 40. I think it did around 140 before, is my guess. Okay, but now we take a full one. 30 plus 30 times 1.6 plus 30 times 2.4. It does 150 now. So it used to hit for like 45, then 47, then 49. Now it hits for 30, then 48, then like 70 something. So it does more damage now. Yeah. Just a little bit of fun, a little bit of math. Bleed output's unadjusted by base damage changing? I believe so, yeah. So it does the same amount of bleed output regardless. Or maybe the bleed scales? I don't know. Well, you see, Gloss, you see what they did is they made it so it's less punishing if you get hit by only 2 of the tail attacks, and more punishing if you get hit by all 3. And you know how I mentioned that the damage window on Amarga after you bait out both of its tail attacks is like really small, and how when you commit fully into that window, you're gonna eat the full barrage because you don't have enough time to get out? Yeah. Uh-huh. Really loving that change. Okay, there's stuff at the Oasis, so we're gonna try and head that way. You see, you guys are thinking about this all wrong. You see, Amarga is already semi-aquatic. Because, fun fact, Amarga is actually very capable of bullying Spino out of shallow water. It's kind of disturbing how good it is at it. We may have to server hop, but we may not. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. Is streamer mode out yet? Unfortunately not. As much as I would like it to be. Official servers? Yep. You betcha. Always is, always will be. No, I don't really like playing Thal. Well, this is mildly depressing that of the nearly 2.5 hours we have been streaming, pretty much every fight we've been in part of has been a losing one. But who knows? Still plenty of daylight. The Amarga's back? Alright. One more time. One more time. Give this another go. If we don't make it, we don't make it. But I literally have nothing else I can do. Pop call? Yep. Man, that activates like instantly. It doesn't even wait till the vocal's over to give you that. That's crazy. The fact that you can use that reactively. Are we about to be so for real? Jesus. Jesus. Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh. Yep. Fantastic. I love a Margosaurus so much. I love it when a third of my health bar disappears in 2 combos. That's just so fantastic. You know, when you really think about it, if you take the bleed into account, Amargo's Barrage is about as deadly as Barz's Sweep. Think about that. Think about that. I know, Nars, but I have nothing better to do. Well, this is something. I think he found his win condition, chat. The question is, does he know that if he just stays in this tight, confined space, he wins? Or is he gonna book it again? He's gonna book it again. Okay. I mean, you forfeited the best defensive position you'd found so far, so... Take the chip damage where we can get it. Ooh, what if I do that, actually? Hold on, that might work. Was mistimed. I should have bit there instead of sweeping. Okay. Come on, Amarga. Come on, don't turn nighttime on me now. I'll never catch it. Oh, please. Please. Please, Alderaan. Please. Alderaan, I beg you. I want this Amarga. Please. Damn it. Ugh. I am gonna bash my brains on the corner of my desk. Damn. That is the second time I have gotten that Amarga to the Death Scars. That is the second time. Amarga, in my honest to God's opinion, has turned into basically a 4-slot Barsboldia. Where they hit like a truck, they're a pain in the butt to fight, you have to be extremely careful and super good with baits and dodges and precise movement to actually get damage in. But then by the time you actually start winning, they just hold shift key and book it to the horizon and are gone forever. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Isn't that herbivores in general? Not necessarily. Usually the herbivores either have to stand their ground or run away. They don't usually get to do both. And when they do get to do both, they're considered wildly overpowered. Time to server hop. Ugh. Agony. Absolute agony. I'm just going to very quickly check the server timer. 2 hours? Okay, that's good enough for me. Thank you, Iceberg. You have a good night. Lots of stuff here. More Amarga. Okay. Let's see if we can't get to full health first. That's egg. Alright, we're close enough. Oh no. Don't tell me. This one's got baby buff. Oh, for the love of... Okay. Alright. Shit, there's two of them? Fuck me. Damn it. Ow. There's no way I'm chasing them up that frickin' hill. My god. Fucking unbelievable. That's unwinnable. That is unwinnable. That's a third Amarga. They have 3 fully grown Amargas. Chat, this may call for a build change. I don't know. Do I even bother? I probably shouldn't, right? Like, I shouldn't go up there. Like, I just lose. Like, there's literally, there's no universe I win that. Right? Right? I don't know. starting to question whether or not Dry Fang Canyon was even a good idea. Max damage. A Marg Tail Barrage with Baby Buff deals 230 damage with bleed. Ick. That is so ick. Maybe my boredom will pay off. When I get up here, they're either going to be setting up an ambush for me, or they're going to be gone. It will be one of two things. Ambush. Are we for real right now? I might just die here. And, yep. They had nano, too. Yeah. I think I'm gonna call it there. I think I'm gonna call it there. I would just like to say for the record, they had an Anno too. I saw it drinking water. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream, guys. I'll see y'all later.